Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I'm Iqbal Haider, and on behalf of Pakistan Studies Department, I will teach you history today. And in this week, we'll discuss uh, the Simon Commission 1927, Nehru Report, and Jinnah's 14 points. Uh, I would like to just mention the previous topics that we have discussed in second week. These were the Khilafat movement and the growing difference between the Congress in 1920s, communalism and daily proposals presented by Qaid-e-Azam. Simon Commission basically the continuity of the Montagu-Chelmsford reforms. This is also called Montfort reforms that were presented in 1919. And it was decided that after the 10 years, committee or commission will be formed, and it would visit India to check the response of the people about this commission, about this the Indian Act of 1919. The Montagu-Chelmsford reforms 1919 had stipulated that after 10 years the British government would again go into the question of Indian constitutional progress. But the political situation in India forced the British government to amend the Section 84A of the Act, and the words at the extension of 10 years, at the expiration of 10 years were replaced by within uh, 10 years. So the Conservative Party was having the government in the Great Britain at that time, and they feared that they might lose power in the coming election, and the uh, Labour Party may make its government. So they decided to send this commission before 2 years. That's why the amendment made, and on 26th of November 1927, the British government announced the appointment of the commission, which consisted of Sir John Simons, and this commission would visit subcontinent to get the feedback. So the most important work of the commission was to evaluate the political conditions of India for the introduction of constitutional reforms. The commission had no Indian members, so the Congress and a group of Muslim League under Mr. Jinnah, sorry, boycotted this commission, while the other group of Muslim League, led by Mia Muhammad Shafi, wanted to meet this commission, and a large scale of agitation erupted against this Simon Commission, and the people of the India welcomed them with hostility and received with slogans, "Simon go back, Simon go back." The Commission detailed report was rejected by the both parties of India, Congress and Muslim League. The other major parties like Sikh and Muhaspa Group and some other members, all the parties rejected this commission, and they wanted to, present some their own, demands to the commission. So I already told you the opposition of the commission, and there were some main features of the commission. Diarchy should end in provinces, and all portfolio to be given to the elected representative. They will provide provincial autonomy. Powers of central government and the provincial governors should be reduced, because in the Act of 1919 we saw that uh, there were two kinds of subjects: reserve subjects and transfer subjects. And reserve subjects were controlled by the governors and his executive council, and the transfer subjects were also controlled by the viceroy along with the elected ministers of the legislative council. So they rejected of parliamentary responsible government at the center and retained direct contact between Indian states and the British Crown. The consequences of the commission were roundtable conferences held in 1930 to 1932, And as I discussed, the Government of India Act 1932 ended diarchy and direct elections were introduced for the first time. Sindh separated from Bombay, Orissa separated from Bihar, Burma separated from India. Provincial Assembly to have more members who can form government by majority. Governors retained special discretionary powers. These were the major consequences, and this is the another sad incident happened. uh, a lot of people were injured, and Lala Lajpat Rai, he was died after the brutal attack of the police with lathis and sticks. The police were particularly, the attitude was very unacceptable, and Lala Lajpat Rai died later in November. The consequences were Gandhi ji started civil disobedience. Jinnah also, refused this report, and the in London, Workers' Welfare League of India and London branch of Indian National Congress organized a demonstration against the commission that was sent to the subcontinent. The major outcome of this commission was the Indian Act of 1935. The British strongly realized that they, have to give some specific relaxations and rights to the local people. Otherwise, it would be very difficult for them to survive in the subcontinent. And one thing I would like to add, the Indian Act of 1935 five was practiced after the separation in Pakistan and India. So this is the pictorial description of the protest. These were the names of the member, and there was no local member in this commission. After that, sorry, a Nehru report was produced. It was prepared by the committee of the All Parties Conference chaired by Motilal Nehru with his son Jawaharlal acting as secretary at that time. So it was decided that this commission will, this committee would represent their own features to the British government, and among these features, the constitution outlined by the Nehru report was for the Indian enjoying dominion status within the British Commonwealth. Some of the important elements of the reports, unlike the eventual Government of India Act 1935, it contained a Bill of Rights. All powers of government and all authority, legislative, executive, and judicial, are derived from the people, and the same shall be exercised through organizations established by or under and in accord with the Constitution. The other major features were it is included a description of the machinery of government, including a proposal for the creation of the Supreme Court and suggestion that provinces should be linguistically determined. Some other features were Hindi should be the official language, and it did not provide separate electorates to the minorities. Separation of Sindh from Bombay, NWFP and Balochistan to be autonomous provinces. Residuary powers should be vested in center, and uh, after that, one-fourth representation in the legislature. Uh, they introduce these powers. So these are the main features. Now the Khilafat committee also gave its reaction, and they opposed this Nehru report. After that, Khilafat committee, the Muslim League also rejected these points of Nehru report, and they demanded that all Muslim parties conference held under the presidency of Aga Khan in Delhi unanimously rejected the Nehru report in 1929. Muhammad Ali Jinnah drafted his 14 points. Demand a precondition for united India. So the Muslims' main reservations were Muslims should be given one-third seats in central legislature. Residuary power should rest in provinces, not in the center. Qaid-e-Azam also demanded provincial autonomy in his 14 points. Muslim in Punjab and Bengal should be represented on the basis of population for 10 years. NWFP and Sindh should have full provincial status. And it was concluded that, Jinnah was very upset just because of this Nehru report, and he said, no, it is parting the ways. Indeed, the extremism of the Hindu uh, exposed in this report. After that, Jinnah's 14 points were produced, and these points were presented by Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and basically this was the answer of Nehru report, and Qaid-e-Azam felt that uh, he should produce some specific reports or points to the British and to the Indians, and they should know that Muslim want their own rights. The 14 points of Jinnah were proposed by Muhammad Ali Jinnah as a constitutional reforms plan to safeguard the political rights of the Muslim in self-governing India. These points were produced in 1929, and the major features of these points are: there should be federal government system. In federal government system means the form of the future constitution should be federal within the residuary powers vested in the provinces, and representation of minority. All the minorities should be given a handsome representation in the legislature councils and the other councils. Numbers of the Muslim representative in the all the cabinets: one third Muslim should be given representation in all the central legislature councils, and there should be separate electorates for the minorities. Muslim majority provinces, should have their seats according to their population, not according to the formula that is introduced by the uh, government. There should be religious liberty for all the people, whether they are Muslim or non-Muslim. They should, have liberty of belief, worship, and observance, and they should not be, restricted to practice their worship. Separation of Sindh from Bombay, and third, fourth representation. No bill or the resolution or any part thereof shall be passed in any legislature or any other elected body if three-fourths of the members of any community in that particular body oppose it. Introduction of reforms in NWFP and Balochistan, and there should be a handsome share of the people in the services, uh, local people share in the services, and protection of Muslim culture and Muslim language. Territorial changes should not affect the Muslims. One third Muslim ministries, they should have, one third ministries in the government. No change in the laws without provincial consent. Uh, Definitely, Congress, reacted the 14 points, and after the 14 points, Congress was not happy, and after 14 points were published, Qaid-e-Azam was invited to attend the roundtable conference where he forwarded these points. Now, I would like to give you a quick comparison between the Nehru report and the Jinnah's 14 points. In there are some similarities that I'll discuss in my Google live session, but I would like to just mention the headlines. The same constitutional framework, separation of Sindh and Bombay, and nature of the Nehru report and the 14 points were same. Introduction of reforms in NWFP, and there were also some dissimilarities. Uh, as a form of government differs in these two, you know, uh, reports and Jinnah's 14 points, and question of Muslim representation, minority rights, method of election, and Muslim seats in Punjab, and there is also, the different background. Basically, Jinnah's 14 points were presented after Nehru report, and Nehru report was presented after the challenge of the Secretary of State. So these were the main, similarities and dissimilarities. Further, we'll discuss these three topics in detail in our Google Meet session. And if you have any questions about this video or about these topics or even the topics that we discussed earlier in 2 weeks, you can have your points and you can write your questions in the chat box. I'll answer all these questions on Friday, 19th of June at our session will start from 12:30 to till 1:30. So have a good time. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much.